אני יכול להגיד לכם, בלי שום ספק, שארצות הברית הייתה ותישאר הידידה הטובה ביותר של ישראל, על בסיס של ערכים ואינטרסים, במיוחד לאור התמורות הכל כך משמעותיות שאנחנו רואים באזור. אין לי ספק שהנאום יהיה נדבך נוסף לחיזוק היחסים האסטרטגיים בין ישראל לארצות הברית, כמו שגם הדיאלוג האסטרטגי שאני עושה עוד מעט עם ידידי ג'ים סטיינברג, ובטח תשמעו גם עליו עוד מעט.
דני, יגשו לדגלים.
אנחנו מקבלים בברכה את סגן מזכיר המדינה ג'ים סטיינברג, ידיד ותיק שלנו. זה למעשה הדיאלוג האסטרטגי השלישי שאנחנו עורכים בשנתיים וחצי האחרונות. תמיד הדיאלוגים הם מאוד פוריים, הם מאוד טובים. כמובן שנתייחס לכל התמורות המהפכניות באזורנו כאן, אבל חשוב להדגיש שעדיין המיקוד והפוקוס צריך להיות על איראן, ולמרות כל מה שקורה, ואולי בגלל כל מה שקורה מסביב, צריך להמשיך את הלחץ המתמיד על איראן כדי שהם יפסיקו את הפעילות הגרעינית שלהם ויפסיקו גם את החתירה המדינית וייצוא הטרור שבו הם עושים. We welcome here with great appreciation, friendship and admiration Deputy Secretary Jim Steinberg. This is our third strategic dialogue in the last 2.5 years, and I think they are very, very helpful, very constructive, also attesting the great friendship between our two countries. For me, it's kind of a happy, sad occasion because this is, for now, at least the last one that we'll have with Jim, since he's going to better places, I guess in a few weeks, but it's always a pleasure to welcome Jim Steinberg here to Israel, to the Foreign Ministry, to Jerusalem. We will discuss, of course, all regional issues, revolutionary ones, no doubt, but without really dropping the ball and keeping the focus on Iran, which still is, despite and the circumstances around us, still is the main threat to regional and also to global peace and security. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and it's really a pleasure to be back and to continue the extraordinarily fruitful dialogue that we've had over the past 2.5 years. I think the great virtue of these strategic dialogues is that it complements all the work that we do together in the security realm and the broader regional and political issues, on economic issues, but we have a chance periodically to step back and look at the broader trends, the deeper issues, the longer-term challenges that we face, and use them as sort of a guide to meeting the day-to-day challenges, which are so obvious as we deal with the events that are taking place throughout this region. And it's a reflection of the deep partnership and the great confidence that we have in each other, that we can take the time to really delve in depth, share in candid assessments of what's going on, try to identify the important trends and the strategic interests that we both have. There's no doubt that there's a unique partnership between our two countries, and I've been grateful over the last 2.5 years to the Deputy Minister for the strong friendship and the willingness to sustain these dialogues, both in the formal settings and the fact that we do see each other regularly. We clearly are going to talk about this remarkable set of political developments throughout the region, but also some of the longer-term issues like the problems of proliferation, Iran's nuclear program, and other deep challenges to our security and our long-term interests. We have a partnership of values and of interest, and it's one that the strategic dialogue I know is going to continue. So thank you again, and I appreciate the good wishes as I move on to new chapters, but however, in what capacity, I look forward to continuing to working with you.
You're very welcome here anytime.
Thank you.
We promised one question.
The United States has just placed its first sanctions on Bashar Assad. A few days ago in Israel, we had a very serious border incident on the Syrian border. Has the U.S. taken into its considerations the possibility that these sanctions may lead to further friction between Syria and Israel? Is that one of the subjects you're going to be discussing with the Deputy Secretary?
Well, we're certainly going to talk about developments in Syria. It's an important set of developments. The United States, like Israel, is deeply concerned about the actions of the Syrian government, the really brutal use of force against its own people, really unacceptable by anybody's definition. And I think it's a reflection of the broad concern, not just of the United States and of Israel, but the international community, that both the United States and the European Union have taken additional measures to address our very deep concern about this. And as the Secretary of State have said this is a clear signal to the government of Syria and to its leadership that it needs to change its course, to recognize the legitimate aspirations of its people, to respond and to meet their needs rather than to meet them with violence. And it's a clear expression of our determination and the importance that we attach to this issue. And I look forward to discussing with the Deputy Minister how we see developments in Syria and how we can work together both to support the democratic aspirations of the Syrian people and also to build a broader security environment for all of us in this region.
I can only say one thing, which is ditto.
Should Israel be worried from the president's speech later tonight?
I'm confident Israel has nothing to worry about from the president's speech. The president has long reiterated the strong partnership and the deep ties between our two countries, and I think his commitment to this region, to the partnership with Israel, something he'll not only speak about today, but also in his speech on Sunday, really reflects a deep sense that our fates are intertwined, our interests are in common, and that we have a common interest in seeing these developments throughout the Middle East be successful because we share a deep commitment to the democratic values that so many people in the region are seeking to achieve.
We have the greatest appreciation, admiration for the President and his friendship, his leadership, and his vision, and I think we're all on the same page and we share the same vision, the same goals. Thank you.
Thank you.